I was sending somebody in to buy some narcotics out of a house, and he was offered a young girl, a couple of them actually, and you could hear it on the wire. And so we get back out, and I said, "What's going on in there?" And he said, "Well, these guys are moving bodies too, and they're working for the cartel on this side. They're moving bodies." And that's when he explained the whole thing to me. They basically pick up the people, they take their cell phones, they take them to a hotel, and then they demand more money from the families. At that time, $5,000-$6,000. But all the kids and the girls, especially, and the women would be forced into prostitution. And it's not something anybody wants to admit is happening, but it is happening. There's no question about it. And all of a sudden, the dope didn't really mean anything to me, and it really broke my heart. And California has some very stupid laws. They may have had some good intentions, but they're just absolutely ridiculous laws. And one of which precluded us from doing anything with immigration related as police officers sworn by the state. So we create, because of our stupid laws, we create more victims, and we create a pathway for people to bring these victims through unharmed. There was nothing I could do. I turned it over to our federal partners, but quite frankly, they're so overwhelmed with so much else that nothing ever happened. And same thing happened on the marijuana task force. One of my places I'd written a warrant for, we weren't quite sure what we were going to get. I was thinking we might get, I don't know, 100 pounds of weed or something, maybe 1,000 pounds of weed. I didn't know. We hit this warehouse. We got truckloads and truckloads of weed. I mean, it was so much weed you couldn't believe it. But they had 7 women in there, held against their will, Chinese nationals. They were a little bit older, and they had to sit in this dark room and trim bud all day, and then work inside this warehouse. None of them spoke English, and we brought translators out, and they hated us, of course. But we brought the translators out, tried to help them and everything, and they wanted no help. They wanted nothing. There's nothing we can do. You can't prosecute them. You don't really even know who they are. There's no ID. And then another one we hit, the girls were actually in these, it was 6 foot by 6 foot sheds, wood shed, just plywood, but they had locks on them. So inside the shed was a tent, and that's where the 2 of the girls would stay. And then they had a makeshift kitchen, and this is all out in the wilderness. Had a makeshift kitchen, and then they would lock the girls in at night, so they couldn't get away. And when we came in with helicopters and driving in and everything, and obviously all the girls run, and they run, they hide, and it just is what it is. They get away from you. We were able to get a lot of the cell phones, and going through the cell phones, I learned this network going all over our country. These Chinese women just being made slaves and they have to work the marijuana fields. And it was sad. And shortly after that, there was we were right on the county line, and right over there, there were 7 Laotian women that were all shot in the head. And more than likely it was because the Chinese didn't want the Laotians coming into their drug areas. And, everybody wants to pretend none of this is happening, but I got photos. I mean, I saw it. Some of these people I even talked to. So in answer to your question, is the one that I wish I could go back and do over? Yeah, I don't know what I could do though, but it made me feel just kind of like, what good is getting dope when you got these lives that are being trafficked the way they are? And it was very sad. I think it still bothers me.